Hey, Papercut here. Welcome to another replay review. Today we are reviewing First Name Rich. And he is an Xbox AoE4 player. So this is rare. I think I've done one other Xbox player. And First Name Rich here is a Diamond player playing against Snarf Me Sausage, who is like the 6th ranked player on the Xbox ladder. One thing that's important to note for my people on PC watching this. One, the player base for Xbox is smaller. So you're going to see a lot more like very high playing with like Diamond. And two, what you notice watching this video is there's going to be a skill level difference. Now, there's no shame on that. There's no dissing on that. One thing I think it's important to remember is that people who are playing on Xbox, it's still their first year in the game. So they're picking up skill, they're picking up game knowledge, they're picking up everything that people have been playing on PC for years now understand a lot better. I mean, I think about I played Season 1 of AoE4 when the rank came out. And I was Conqueror. I hit Conqueror. But I know for a fact that I would kick Season 1 me's ass. That's because I have years of reps, of game knowledge, of understanding the game. So, not Snarf Me Sausage, First Name Rich, posted on the Reddit, and he said, I don't understand how this guy beat me. I felt like he had the stats, he said, I felt like I was doing okay. So we want to look at this game and let him know, and help him understand what he could do better, what he did well, and what to take away from this game. And let me tell you, anyone watching this video, one of the biggest weaknesses I see is how do I watch a replay to know why I lost? And that's actually a video I plan to be doing soon for my AoE 4 school series. So be looking out for that, hopefully within a week or two. So let's jump in. So he's Ottoman against Order the Dragon. I play a lot of Order the Dragon, and I feel like this is a particular... Ooh, watch out. Okay, so first thing, you got to be careful on the opening micro of the villagers. But two, you didn't send out your scout immediately. So when entering the game, it is important that you instantly send out your scout, set up your queue villagers, and send your villagers off to the first thing you need to do. And so the opening scouting in a game is one of the most important things you can do. Scouting is so vital because one, you're getting the sheep to start your early economy. Two, you're finding your resources and kind of planning out ahead of time. Okay, which resources do I go to first? Which ones are safe? Which ones are dangerous? And three, you're looking at your opponent's base and you're finding out what's their first moves. Do I need to change my plan? Where are their resources I want to raid? Where should I look? Things like that. So scouting is very, very important here. And there's something that happened here that you need to realize. You wanted to do the stone opening, and you went to stone, and then I think you tried to click on the TC to drop off stuff, but they actually went to the sheep here on accident, so they lost their stone. So if a villager's holding a resource and goes to another resource, they will that resource disappears, unfortunately. The one way that it is saved, let's say you had gathered stone and then built a mill, they would have actually dropped the resources off in the mill before then gathering food. So you lost that stone, unfortunately, and you realize that you went back out to gather the stone again. That sucks. Scouting pattern. So for most maps, I would suggest the scouting pattern is you go center to the side, rotate back around, drop off the initial sheep. So in that case, you've uncovered the first fourth of the map here. Then you go back out, circle around, and then you get behind your opponent's base. And you should reach your opponent's base by the time they hit feudal. So you can see what are they opening with? Are they trying to boom? So are they going second TC? So are they on the stone? Are they going castle and they have like 6 on gold? Are they fighting feudal and they're dropping production and they're getting wood? And so you know how to react. And then you finish, kind of go around, see if you can get any sheep they missed, drop them off, and then you're going back to scout your opponent. The reason this map's different is that since it's this weird gold on the middle map, there's no sheep in the middle. So you change your scouting pattern for this one by just taking a side and then coming back and dropping off, and then taking a side and going down and checking your opponent. That'd be my suggestion. Boss, you're going to build this early military school. Key here, we have to be very careful about not having villagers sit and do nothing. Villager idle time, even small amounts, adds up over game. And that's how they're not gathering resources, not doing anything. So here's a key. I know you're getting wood, so you can get to the mill. You don't need to do 6 on wood if you think about it. You need to do 5 on wood, because 5 on wood will get you 50 wood to then go get on the gold mine. And so you at 6 villagers should just be on food, helping get the food you need to age up. Here's what I mean. You should have dropped that sheep off when you came back, and then just kept going. Because you have to come back because your villagers are almost out of sheep. Okay, so you're severely delaying your feudal. your goal after you get out this initial military school is that you need to get to feudal as fast as possible, because people who get to feudal have way more options, right? Like, think about what you can do right now. You can build a barracks, and that's it, in one military school. You get to feudal, you can drop blacksmith, get siege engineering, get archers, get Sipahi. Like, your whole arsenal opens up when you hit to feudal. And if your opponent hits feudal first and they're aggressive, you're not gonna be able to do anything. They'll cut off your gold. They'll harass you off wood, and you'll lose. So when you do this opening with the military school, which is fine, one, this spear should either go and harass. The spear would be great on his gold right now. Just push him off gold, harassing him, making him react. But two, you need to get to feudal as fast as possible. And you building this lumber camp is wasting time. The second you got 50 wood, you should have gone over to the gold and had 3 on gold, kept 8 on food, and then rallied to wood and got the straggler trees. Because then by the time you would have aged up, your villagers would have gathered enough wood to then get another house and get a mill, and then you can start gathering wood. So you're not doing your villager splits correctly, because I don't think you realize how important it is to get to feudal quickly. Good opponents are good, and see how much time you've wasted. Like, you should be aging up at this point. And so your opponent has hit feudal. He should hit feudal faster than you, because you did the whole military school opening, but not this fast. And that's because you didn't macro your villagers. And when I say macro, just so I don't want to assume anything. Macro is how you set up your economy. You should have a goal in mind, and that's how you split your villas. So if your goal is to get to feudal, you need gold and food. When you hit feudal and your goal is to fight, you need wood for production, food for units. So you'd split between wood and food mostly. But you're slow on your feudal, and a more aggressive opponent would punish you really, really badly for this. And now since you have 6 on gold, you're going to get way too much gold. Okay, this is a problem. You haven't scouted your opponent's half of the base. You have no idea what's going on. It's like you decided, okay, he gets his half, I get my half, we're cool. No, look, your opponent's here. Your opponent is checking your gold mine. Your opponent is checking what you're building. You don't check. So you're in for a surprise. You have no idea, is he going to appear with 5 men in arms and just ruin your day? Especially as Order of the Dragon. Is he going to rush castle? Is he going to TC? Like, you don't know right now. And when he hits feudals, when you need to be there. Because while you can have the best plan in the world, you still need to react to what your opponent's doing. If you don't know what your opponent's doing, you're losing time. You're going hard into... Okay, so 5 villagers on stone suggest you want to go TC. You need 100 stone per military school, which you can't even build more than 1 right now. I would suggest you do 3 on stone to get military schools, and then just put more on wood. Think about having 8 on food right now. Can you spend this food? No, you can't. You could get upgrades, though. Like wheelbarrow and things like that. So I'd keep 2 on gold, I'd put 3 on stone, and then I put the majority on wood, because you need as Ottomans, I've played Ottomans, I took Ottomans to Conqueror, not to toot my own horn, but you need a lot of wood at the start if you want to fight feudal. So you need 10, 12, 14 on wood to build all your production, your blacksmith, your different production buildings, your military schools. And like 6 on food is fine until you're really ready to rev up and like build Sipahi or build lots of archers or spearmen, and then you start rallying to food. Especially because once you get this twin madrasa up, it gets you so much food. Why are you not scouting? Aren't you curious? Don't you want to know what your opponent's doing? Let's take a look here, actually. So what is your opponent doing? Your opponent has gone 2 TC. So you're actively falling behind right now. Like, every minute he has this TC up, and you're not doing anything about it, he is gaining a lead on you. Because that means he is getting an extra villager. Those dragon villagers gather more, they do more. And he was able to set this up for free because you didn't hit feudal fast enough to be aggressive. So in an ideal world, 1, you had 2 spearmen here from the military school slowing him down and forcing him to maybe not drop the TC right here. Or 2, you saw the second TC drop and you already have units coming across the map, and then you're going to push this TC and destroy it before it really pays off. Because you're on a timer right now. Your timer is, can you do enough damage before the second TC just gets him too big of an economy? Or do you like rush castle and get better units or get relics or things like that? But you don't have no idea. You have no idea what he's doing, so you don't know how to best react. You see what I mean? This game is all about your plan and your reactions. Your plan is what you want to try to do to win the game. You have to react to what your opponent does to still make your plan work. Or sometimes change your plan completely. If I want to boom but my opponent goes trade, I'm going to be aggressive because trade is just really good. I can't let him get that up. In this case, it goes 2TC. You need to either rush castle right now or go super aggressive. And here's what I mean. You're building this outpost right now, but you don't even know if he's going to send units. So you have the scout. Use the scout. And this is going to be one of the biggest reasons, in my opinion, why you're going to lose this game. He's going to surprise you with something. He's going to get you with something you have no idea. Because you're building these units and you're not using them. Like, what's the point of having these units if you're not going to go use them? And here's the thing, you're like, well, I don't know. He might have stuff. Well, go check. Go check with your scout to see if he has anything. Yep, wheelbarrow, that's good. I would get horticulture since you're relying so much on berries. And make sure you have to watch out for this. When you put the twin minaret next to berries, your villagers will tend to go on the ground berries, which is bad because you get way more of these berries. So you should put 4 on this and make sure it stays all the way around. 4 can be on this without it running out ever, and then you put the rest of the villagers on these. But you should get horticulture because that's huge. And really, you should just go for the deer. Deer are a huge food bonus. In case you don't know, you get different food amounts based on the different food types. So berries are the lowest. Don't count these. This is special berries. These are very special berries. So berries are the lowest, followed by farms, then sheep, then deer, then boar. You can't be on the boar, but if you're a different civ, you could be. And then fish is the highest. So you have 10 on gold right now, so this suggests you're rushing castle. I mean, you got your upgrades, which is good, but are you rushing castle? You need... Okay, so when it comes to the military upgrades, most important is steeled arrow if you're doing archers, because it puts from 5 to 6, which is huge damage bonus. Then you want iron undermesh in case they do archers back, and then the other ones are fine. But you're getting all your upgrades, but you're not, like, fighting. Don't build the second mining camp, it's not worth it. Unless you're literally all the way around, the second mining camp is not worth the 50 wood. Okay, so here he comes. But here's the thing, he's probably pushing because he's like, he's just going to sit here? And so you're being surprised with, you don't even know what units he's running. Which really, like, fighting him in cat and feudal is not great when his eco is so much better than yours. In reality, Ottomans have a great advantage in feudal because you can make so many units. Okay, you're going castle. Okay. So here's the thing. You get this nice auto villager creation, which is great. You have to watch your population. And you have to ask yourself, what resources do you need going into castle? So castle, you need gold for upgrades. You need food, so you can start pumping castle units. You have way too much wood right now. I suggest you drop more production, yeah. But you don't need 10 on wood unless you're really hard into it. And then you see... Now here's the key thing. You need to react to what he's running. He's running archers with some men-at-arms. Yeah, so 3 Sipahi, but you need more Sipahi. So the thing you should really immediately realize is I need to drop 2 stables and just make a lot of Sipahi to counter this archer mess. Especially Order of the Dragon archers. They hurt. Look at this. Yeah. Alright, so let's look at the income per minute. Here's what I mean. You have 41 villagers. He has 53 villagers, which here's the thing. His villagers are slower to make. So if he has more villagers than you, your eco is way behind. Because his villagers gather more than yours. And so like if you were both 1TC, he would be like 3, 4, 5 villagers behind you right now, and that'd still be even relatively because his villagers gather so much more. But they make slower. He has more villagers than you, which means your ecos are super unbalanced. And look at this. Look at this resources per minute. That's not sustainable. Even with your free units, like you need 2 more military schools to start to make up that. And that's what the Ottomans have, right? The military schools is free resources, but you have to get up enough for them to be worth it. And here's why. He went on, the deer back here, which was a huge help. Look, this deer is providing him. He gets 42 deer. He gets 42 meat per gather off deer because he has wheelbarrow and the meat upgrade. Where's the boar? There's one boar here. Was the boar back here? There should be a second boar. The boar must have been close to his base, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, there must have been a boar back here. Wow. Because there's 2 boars on the map. So he ate the boar, which is 2,000 food. Like, he's chilling right now. And he just ate up your Sipahi. Okay, so what are you going to do in castle? Because at this point, you still don't know what's going on. Like, is this how you... How do you win on your games? I'm actually curious. Like, are you just massing into Imperial and then winning the first big fight. Because you gotta be curious about what's going on. Okay, so now you're doing, let's see, Spearmen, Archers, Janissaries, and Sipahi, and a free Mangonel. I have worries about this comp. One, you have no front line right now. I agree, Janissaries are really good. But you just hit Castle, and you know this guy's going to go into Men-at-Arms. He's Order of the Dragon. He's an HRE clone. He's like a part of the HRE family tree. He's going to go Men-at-Arms. And Archers aren't going to cut it. So you need either lots of Janissaries or you need lots of crossbows. You need to switch right now. Making these Archers... And you upgrade them Veteran too. Like, what made you think that's the best move? Your Sipahi aren't going to hold up against Veteran Men-at-Arms either. So your Sipahi are used on his Archers. So really your comp should be Sipahi, crossbows or Janissaries. And I would also get some Men-at-Arms of your own just to tank. This is a really flimsy comp you're going for right now. That if he has enough Men-at-Arms, will just steamroll you. And here we run into another issue. Your production doesn't match your resources. Look at your resources right now. Oh, make sure you get a mining camp over here. You look at all these resources. There's a thing I call the macro cycle where you are regularly checking, like any down moment, you're checking and you're asking yourself, I'm making villagers. Well, you're on Xbox, so you get automatic villager production, which is good. Congratulations. And then you need to check, are you making units? And you are making units, but you should be making way more units because you have all these resources. So you ask yourself, how's my resources? Well, I have a lot of resources. This thing should have told you, I need to drop barracks. I need to drop a couple barracks. I need to drop a couple stables so I can make more units because I need more units. And then you should be spending down your resources to 0 if things are going really well and only saving resources when you go like Imperial. But I actually want to break down a second that thought process I did. I picked the comp based on what I saw him run and what I know about his Civ. So I saw him running Archers and Men-at-Arms. So in Castle, you need to adjust. What beats Archers? Sipahi. What beats Men-at-Arms? Crossbows. Can crossbows stand there on the Sipahi? No, your Sipahi are going to go on as Archers. So you need to get your own Men-at-Arms to tank for your crossbows. So I went to thought process of what he's running. What's the best thing I can do to counter that? That's why I picked what I picked. I didn't want to make it seem like it did that out of nowhere. But the biggest issue is that I'm going to harp on this because that's the only thing I can really say right now is you have no idea what he's doing. And this wall is a weak-ass wall. You need to take space. Right now you're giving him the entire map to do whatever he wants. He has to do whatever he wants on this map right now. And you're letting him, because you're playing scared. You're playing very scared. You have no idea what's going on. If you want a wall, that's fine. But wall to take resources. So if you go walled like here to here, using this tree line, so you got these 2 deer packs, that would have been great. If you had walled here to here, that's great, because then you get the sacred site, and you get this stone, and this berries, and this deer, and this deer. Your wall doesn't protect anything but this. It's not like you're getting heavily attacked right now. He poked you a little bit, but you're acting like he's like standing here ready to walk into your base. So it's an overreaction. You're wasting stone. Really, you should have either gotten a second TC, or because of this map being so gold heavy in the center, you need to keep ASAP and put the keep right here, so you're securing the first like 2 gold mines that you need to survive. Because you only have 2 gold. When you burn through one, you're burning through your second. And you're just getting resources. When you have all these resources you're not using. Okay, so there's a second TC, it's good. But so you're just kind of gathering resources, but you don't really seem to have a plan. And you left the wall open. So he hit Imp. And you had no idea. You had no idea he was hitting Imp. And now you gotta go Imp. You gotta go Imp. You cannot fight him Castle units. You could fight him in Castle if you were literally pushing him and he hit Imp. Because then that means, oh, I have more resources than him. I'm going to walk in and fight him. You don't have more resources than him. He has a third more villagers than you. And you haven't fought at all. His income is... Look at this income. He has 2,000 food a minute. 1,700 gold. Because you know what else happened? You went Castle and you let him take all the relics. So when you hit Castle, you got to get the relics. You got to get the relics. Especially against HRE Order of the Dragon, who get extra gold from relics. He's getting 478 gold a minute right now from these relics. And you just let him take them. You went castle and you stood here and let him take resources. You've let him go on the gold mines. You've let him get all this resources around the map. You let him set up his base for free. He had to do everything for free. It's like he played this game by himself and did everything he wanted to do. Of course he's going to win. You're playing the Ottomans. You're a pressure-aggressive civ. Your civ thrives. Why are you building this? Do you even know why you're building this ram? No, you're just building it to build it. But what I'm saying is, you have to understand your civ. You're an aggressive tempo civ. Why are you an aggressive tempo civ? Because you have military schools that give you free resources. You have meter that increase your units' attack speed. You have really good siege, because you can pop units into the siege when they go faster. Your Sapaki are super great raiding units. Your Janissaries can rip through the strongest units in the game. And so you need to be at your opponent, attacking them. Instead, you let him basically build his ideal comp. And now he's just walking into your base. These guys are going to do work. Are these... Oh, he hasn't upgraded them. These were elite gilded knights. Lord have mercy. But my guess is you're going to have some big fight. He's going to walk over you and that's going to be over. Oh, man. Those are some thick boys. And look at him just slaughter your villagers. These head gilded knights are not going down unless you have spearmen or crossbows right here. So they're going to tear through your base. And these guys are going to tear through this. And it's game over. Did you even get your... Did you get your elite upgrades? No. So you went imp, and then you didn't get your upgrades. So why are you fighting that? Right? Like, if you're going to go imp, he's gone imp. You got to get your elite upgrades. You just fought elite on castle. Of course you lost that. And now it's game over. Because he just slaughtered your entire army. You have no food. And now you're doing your farm transition, but your farming transition too late, so you have no food to fight. Okay. That's game. So, here's what happened. I mean, I harped on it the whole game, but let's recap. Your most important thing is you gotta scout. You've got to scout. You gotta scout, and when you're scouting, you look for what's your opponent doing, what's their plan, based on what their actions are. So are they going aggressive? Are they dropping production? Are they going castle? Are they gathering gold? Are they booming? Are they gathering stone? Like, that's kind of your thing you're looking for. Then, you need to react. What's your plan? I watched that, and I didn't really know what your plan was to win. Because you never scouted, and you never tried to do anything. So scouting to know what your opponent's doing, reacting to that, is the first big thing you got to do. And it's not just scouting once, it's going again and again and again. Like, just running your scout around, just checking. 2, you need a plan. What are you doing to win the game? Understand your civ for this. Ottomans are a great feudal aggressive civ. You drop your military schools, you mass archers with some Sapaki and some spearmen. You walk in, you pressure, drop rams, and you go. That is an amazing tactic. You can also do a fast castle. Just go food and gold with like 6 on wood to get up military schools slowly. Go castle, go knights in your and do the upgrade for the imams that can do group heal. Amazing. But, like, you gotta have a plan and execute it. Because if you let your opponent just do whatever they want, they will beat you a lot of the time. Because they will just get to do their ultimate best strategy. Those are the 2 biggest things, in my opinion. Once you start doing those, you'll see a huge improvement. Scouting, reacting to your opponent, and having a plan and trying to execute it. Because you have a plan and you try to execute it, you can watch the replay and go, why didn't it work? Why could it have worked? I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know. If you're interested in coaching, I would love to coach you. I do paid private coaching, which I think is a pretty fair deal. So message me on Discord if you're interested, or anyone else who's watching this video as well. My description will be in the description below the video. And with that, good luck on your games.